What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Godsey for the Football Source. Thank you so much for checking out tonight's video. We are now continuing on with my 2014 NFL Week 2 game recaps. I'm hopefully to be coming on here and doing some game recaps week to week as I am able to come on here and look at, what are my predictions for the next week and everything like that. We're continuing on with the Dallas Cowboys and the Tennessee Titans. The Dallas Cowboys are trying to get off, the burden of last week's embarrassing loss to the San Francisco 49ers. There was a lot of San Francisco 49ers fans at the AT&T Dome or Center, whatever they play, or stadium, I should say. There was a lot of fans, so it really kind of ticked off the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of the fan base was not there, but nonetheless, they were trying to get away from that, embarrassing loss to the 49ers. So they are now hitting the road for the next couple of weeks. They are on the road, starting this week against the Tennessee Titans. Next week, they'll be on the road against the St. Louis Rams, and this is an opportunity for Dallas to get two crucial victories, which will possibly lead them to a 2-1, stint in the first 3 games of the year if they're able to pull away with the victories. Now, they did get this victory against the Tennessee Titans as they defeated the Titans 26-10. Dallas was pretty much dominating the entire game. Dallas went into halftime with a 16-0 lead, and they were able to tack on an extra 10 points, which gave them the final victory of 26-10. Now, when it comes to the overall play, it was Dan Bailey and DeMarco Murray, summing up the entire, point selections for the Dallas Cowboys, whether it's, multiple field goals by Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey in one of my 2 fantasy leagues got me a handful of points because Dan Bailey was the guy who got, four field goals and a couple of extra points. So I got, set up very well with Dan Bailey. He got me a lot of points. Nonetheless, in the passing game, when it comes to Tony Romo, when it comes to Jake Locker, Tony Romo had an overall pretty, okay game. I would expect him to throw a little bit more, and I thought, he could, really do a lot of work in this, defensive backs core of the Tennessee Titans, which seems to be a little bit weak at this current stage. Tony Romo went 19 for 29 with 176 yards and 1 touchdown on the day. That 1 touchdown going to Dez Bryant. We'll get to that stats for the receiving core later down on the line. As for Jake Locker, the Tennessee Titans, 18 for 34 for 234 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. But now the Jake Locker, everybody has a lot of questions about Jake Locker, but this is a year where he really needs to make a big, case for himself. Is he going to end up? Is this going to be the year where Jake Locker finally breaks out? He's 100% healthy. He's not going to miss any games. Is he going to be the starting quarterback for next year? Is he the future quarterback of this team? Coming out of Washington, I did have a lot of expectations, and he has not played a full, healthy season, since coming to the NFL. This is a year he really needs to turn things around. This 1 touchdown, 2 interception game is not going to kill you. He's still an excellent quarterback. 234 yards is a plus. He outplayed Tony Romo tonight, minus the 2 interceptions. I will say Jake Locker's performance over Tony Romo's was 100% better. So I would like to say, Jake Locker is still, that starting quarterback for this team going forward. There could potentially end up being, some troubles down the line. We'll just have to wait and see on how everything develops down the line for the Tennessee Titans. Now, when it comes to the rushing games for both sides of the ball, DeMarco Murray, who is currently in a contract year, outran, Sean Green, who was the starting running back for the Tennessee Titans. DeMarco Murray had 29 carries for 167 yards and 1 touchdown. As for Sean Green, he had 5 carries for 40 yards. Dexter McCluster got a little into the game with the rushing. Dexter McCluster had 4 carries for 30 yards, but nothing too special. They had a combined of 70 yards of rushing in this game tonight against the Dallas defense. Now, when it comes to the receiving, it was completely, open season for 2 main receivers, and that's being Dez Bryant of the Dallas Cowboys. Dez Bryant had 10 receptions for 103 yards and a touchdown. As Delaney Walker, I did not start this week in my fantasy. I did lose about 23 or 24 points of Delaney Walker having a huge game. 10 receptions for 142 yards and 1 touchdown. A lot of improvements coming from the Dallas Cowboys receiving. I would like to see Tony Romo continue to spread the field. He's using Cole Beasley a little bit more. I think Cole Beasley is a really much underrated wide receiver. I know he's not going to wow you, on every single drive. He's not going to be on every single play of every single drive, but I think Cole Beasley could be used a little bit more. He was used today. Terrence Williams had a complete down game from last week's game against the San Francisco 49ers, only getting 2 receptions for 20 yards. Jace Wynn was targeted 4 times for 32 yards. It was primarily, the star receiver versus, the Tennessee Titans star receiver. And that's Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker coming over from the 49ers, playing a big role tonight for the Tennessee Titans, but it was not enough to defeat the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, the Dallas Cowboys defeated the Tennessee Titans 26-10. Dallas Cowboys is hitting the road next week against the St. Louis Rams. Maybe this could be a sign of, luck of the Dallas Cowboys way. They could potentially start the season, 2-1 in the first 3 games of the NFL season. I'm Justin Godsey for the Football Source. Leave your comments down below. I would love to discuss this game with you guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next NFL